Good evening. The purpose of this screencast is to discuss technologies that I currently use in my classroom, as well as 4 new technologies that I am planning to implement as well. Technologies that I currently use, one is musictheory.net, which also has an accompanying application that you can download on your app store for Apple devices called Tenuto. I use this program mainly for helping students with note identification on the trombone bass clef. So this school year, I am hoping to tap into these theory lessons as well to help with differentiating instruction and just hoping to give my students a better all-around foundation, better foundation with music theory. I also use Notability, which I love. This app is wonderful. It is the ability for my students to write out, we use it for rhythms. So the ability for my students to write stuff down, save it. They are able to email it to me if they're working on a project. They can email me a PDF. Likewise, if a student was absent, I can email them the notes that I have on my tablet to get to them as well. Another one that I love is Socrative. This is a great tool for assessing. I have used it many times, and I love that this program breaks everything down for you in the end. It gives you percentages, who's passing, who's not. It's very easy to use. It breaks all of your data down into an Excel spreadsheet. Wonderful, wonderful tools. The applications now, the new technologies that I am thinking about using, one is Zaption, which is wonderful for interactive videos. I can use it if I want to flip a lesson in my classroom, give students something to work on at home, even class time. If I'm working with one section, I need another section to work on something and keep learning and not just sitting there. We can use Zaption. Now, the one thing I learned about Zaption just about 20 minutes ago before I decided to work on this video is that if you look here, it is shutting down on September 30th. That is something that I just found out. I believe they just released that today because I was on it yesterday and it wasn't there. So to my dismay, that's not going to work. So Edpuzzle is one that I would like to use. It's one that I just learned about this semester in class. It seems very, very similar to Zaption, where you can upload a video, and as the video is going, you can incorporate. You can put questions to check for understanding as they walk through the lesson. So instead of Zaption, I'm going to look up Edpuzzle, learn more about it, and it's something that I would like to incorporate this year. Another technology that I would like to use is Screencast-O-Matic, which Dr. Cox, you introduced me to for my last project. I'm using it right now. I think this is a great way to give my students instruction when I am not able to be there. If I want to explain things a little deeper or re-explain it to a student that was absent or someone who just needs to hear it again, we can record a lesson, upload it to the website that I'm planning for my creative project. There is much more that I need to learn about Screencast-O-Matic, though it seems simple to use. And it's something that I would like to push into my classroom this school year. One that we have been using in class that I haven't used in my classroom before is Padlet. I believe this would be great as we're learning new topics, looking for suggestions on music to sing or see what their previous knowledge is on certain concepts. And I like it because it's collaborative. Kids can work together. We can put thoughts and ideas, organize them in a way that we can discuss and open up for further discussion in class. Padlet is my third technology that I would like to incorporate this year that is new to my classroom. And the last one is a program called Tonal Energy. This is an application that you can download on your device. This short YouTube video, which I'll share with you, explains it in a nutshell what it does and what it is. Here we go.
This is Tonal Energy Tuner. When I play my instrument and I'm perfectly in tune, there's a green smiley face that'll show up right in the middle. When I play way, and my pitch is too low, meaning I'm flat, it'll show up below the smiley face in a varying degree of blue, down to purple, down to orange, down to red. And that tells the student they need to push in on their tuning slide to bring their pitch up. If I'm sharp, it'll do the same thing, but opposite, above the smiley face. And therefore, the student knows that they need to pull out on their tuning slide.
Okay, even though this was a demonstration by a musician, sounds like a trumpet player, but he shows you how it works. As you get your note in tune, it's very easy to see when you're in tune. The further out of tune you are, flat, sharp, it's very easy to see on the screen. I used this once last year with a student during our school musical. Christy Gilman, our band director, she's the one who introduced me to it, and it worked wonders with her. So I would like to use this more in my classroom this year. It is something very easily that we can put up on the screen with the students, with the projector, as we are working on notes, fine-tuning passages, so the students can see visually what their intonation looks like. We can even use it in sectionals, individually with students who are working on separate things. I think this would be a wonderful tool. Currently, I do have a handheld tuner, but this is something that the kids can easily visually see on an iPad, on a screen in front of them in real time. These 4 technologies are the ones that I'm presenting. Zaption, which isn't going to work because it's going to be shut down, but Edpuzzle, Padlet, Screencast-O-Matic, and Tonal Energy. These are my 4 tech tools. I know there's much more out there that is available that I am learning about, but this is something. These are 4 tools that will get me started, and it gives me a place to begin and focus on now. And that's our screencast for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and any suggestions, any new tech tools that you may think of, or anyone thinks of, I am always open up to new ideas as I continue my tech journey. I want to use technology in a way that enhances my classroom, betters the education for my students. It's the way they learn, 21st century students, 21st century learners. And I feel that as an educator in the 21st century, these are tools that we need to incorporate, and that I need to incorporate into my classroom and my instruction, so that way I can meet my students and engage them in a way that's going to benefit them. That's it for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.